What is up? I am here and I am super pumped up to give you this review of the February Bokksu box, which the theme was mochi, mochi, and mochi. So let's get into what I rated these various items inside the box. First up, we had the Setuchi Lemon Mochi. Now, this was supposed to be very sweet, because it has the Seduchi lemon in it, and it's got some lemon peels kneaded into the actual rice cake, the mochi itself. I thought it had a light lemon flavor throughout. Had no filling in it. It was just one solid lemon tasting thing, but I gave it a 2-sword rating. It was okay. I wasn't really that impressed by it. I was expecting a lot more. Mochi Mochi Chocolate Ganache is up next. Now this was the classic exclusive, and it's supposed to have a dark chocolate ganache inside of this chewy mochi. And I will say that it was a nice chocolate mochi. The chocolate ganache inside was smooth, and it tasted of a bit of like dark chocolate. I gave this 4 swords. Next up, we got Mochi Mochi Custard Daifuku Mochi. This is a stuffed mochi. It had the custard filling. It was extremely soft. I thought it was nice. I thought it had a nice vanilla custard flavor. It was soft and chewy with the liquid center. I gave it 4 swords all day long. Funwari Meijin Mochi Puffs, the Black Syrup Kanako is up next, and this was another classic exclusive. This was one that I was on the fence about because I had the Mochi Puffs in the last box, and I didn't enjoy them that much. So, how did I rate it? Well, I'll say this right off the bat. It didn't have much flavor. It did kind of taste kind of burnt. I don't know if that's the syrup they use on it or what. I did not like this. I only gave it 2 swords. Next, we had the Calpico Mochi. Now, I was interested by this one because I've never had the actual drink Calpico that's popular over there in Japan. It's pretty good. I mean, it says it's a sweet layer on the outside, which was the mochi, and then it has a marshmallow layer covering the sweet and tangy Calpico flavored jam center. Had a good amount of filling. The filling tastes kind of like caramel and slightly like butterscotch. Very good. I was very happy with it. 4 swords all day long. One of 2 actual mass-produced items was up next, and it's the Yuzu Gummy, which was made by Lion or Leon. These were really chewy gummies. They had a very nice lemon flavor to them. A solid 4 swords all day long. Next up was the Olive and Olive Arare. It's kind of weird. It was like a cracker kind of texture. Tastes like olive oil, but it did have a slight bitter aftertaste to it. Wasn't bad. Middle of the road for me, 3 swords all day long. Now for the other mass-produced kind of item here, more corporate I guess you could say, the Haichu Premium Red Grape flavor. It has a nice candy coating on the outside, but it was extremely chewy, and the grape flavor was just simply amazing. Had a very nice grape kind of wine like aftertaste to it. 5 swords all day long. Onigiri, 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 onigiri senbei soy sauce flavor is up next on the rating chopping block. Now I'll tell you this, I was very surprised by this, and I enjoyed it quite a bit. I was on the fence because it said it had that nori, in it, and you could see it on the crackers themselves. But it tasted kind of like a toasted cracker with a sort of nutty flavor on the back end. 4 swords all day long for an item that I was on the fence about. Amazing what kind of surprises you can get. Crepe coloré orange tea. It was a orange infused crepe biscuit rolled and coated on the inside with black tea cream. It had the subtle orange flavor, and you could even taste the black tea flavor as very subtle on the inside. The cream was very nice and smooth, and it reminded me a lot of like a Pyroline wafer with the chocolate inside and the wafer on the outside. Solid 3 sword rating. Next up, we got the pudding daifuku mochi. And this is another one of the filled mochis with a pudding cream on the inside, caramel marshmallow, and then it has the mochi on the outside. Very nice mochi with a creamy caramel pudding center. Solid 3 swords all day long. Now for the drink item that was in the box, it was hojicha tea. Now you only got 1 serving of this, basically enough for 1 coffee mug cup worth of tea. But it was a solid nutty tea. I very much enjoyed it. It was very smooth, very pleasant tasting. 4 swords all day long. Had a nice chestnut color when it was brewed. You only brewed it for about 3 minutes or so. And like I said, very nutty, earthy flavors. Very happy with it. Loved it. And last but not least, the final item of this February Bokksu box. Mochi crate. The Super Heart Chiple Garlic. Now you would have thought from the outside of the package that this was going to be super spicy because it has the flaming garlic on the outside. It does have some paprika dusted on there for the orange coloring. And it does have a very strong garlic flavor. But this reminded me a lot of pork rinds. It does have a little bit of heat on the back end. But it was very tasty and very addictive. And there was a lot of chips in that bag. 4 swords all day long. And at the end of this box, you may be asking yourself, was anything worthy of the Golden Spear Award? And even though the Haichu rated 5 swords, it's the only thing that could have got it. Did it get it? Sadly, no. I really liked the Haichu. It had really great flavor. But it was not worthy of the Golden Spear Award. We don't just hand them out like a crazy man or nothing. So, let's see what we'll have for next month's box and see if anything in there can get the Golden Spear. And alright, as we end another Bokksu box, we'll give you next month's haiku hint for the March box. Pink and green above. Food laid out for all below. Here come the spring days. I'm looking forward to that box to see what's inside. And if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, drop a comment. What do you think about any of these? If you got this box, does any of this look appealing to you? And if you enjoy this and you want to see more of this content, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell. I always got one of these every month. I've got comics, I've got travel, I've got other stuff, statues, figures, all kinds of stuff, top 5s on my channel. So please support the channel, check it out, and I'll leave you with this nugget of joy today. A beautiful day begins with a beautiful mindset. Prime is out.